Hi, welcome to Keco. My name's Kev. Today we're going to have a look at our new intermediate tabs. With these tabs we have a 33, we have a 30mm, 27, 24, 21 and 18mm. They're for obviously pulling out a little bit more metal, so either that stubborn metal or just getting stuff, just collecting more of that surface area. So an easier way I've had to try and explain this, if we take a look at the step on these, you can see how the shaft is quite fat at the base. The base itself is a lot thicker, so there's a lot more stout, and then it indents in and then pops back out to the head. The reason that indent is in there is to allow our slide hammer to fit over the top of that very nicely. But what it's going to do is, as we pull this neck is going to pull more of the surface area. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to get a much more uniform pull over a larger area. So it's probably not going to drill down into the centers quite as hard as what a dead center would do, but it's going to allow us some of those sort of more curvy dents that sometimes with, you know, some hail dents that aren't particularly sharp but are big and kind of locked up. We need a bit of oomph in there to get those reversed out. This is going to be our tab of choice for that. As you can see now, you know, if we got something with a slightly sharper base, this thin neck is going to sit right down into this base. So when we pull that, it's going to, this is going to flex, it's going to grab all of this excess metal, but what we're going to end up with a very small, tight high spot. Okay, that's the kind of how the dead centers work. So the intermediate tab, we have similar style dent, but we don't have such a sharp base. Okay, so what's going to happen is now this is going to spread more of the pull across the face of the tab. So what's actually going to happen is we're going to have a much sort of softer, more domed high spot, but it's going to pull more, rather than concentrating the pull onto one simple load point, it's going to spread that out. So what was to happen if I was to put a dead center tab on a dent like this? I've seen this time and time and time again. What happens is we end up with this W where it's pulled a lot of the middle. Not a bad problem if we're in a body shop, we're going to skim over that. It's probably done what it is we want to do. But if we're in a body shop, we're probably also going to be pulling that with a slide hammer, in where we can put excess wear on this style tab. So this will be our tab of choice. Get that metal moving, get a nice soft high on there should we wish, or stop proud, so it's just a little touch under. So the other nice thing about the high spots they're going to produce is, we've spoken about before, every time we have triangulation, we have strength. So when we start tapping down this high spot here, if we don't do it right with the right tap down, the right technique, what we can end up doing is, because this shoulder's quite sharp, we end up with this. So what happens is we tap down, the strength is in the shoulders push down into two smaller dents either side. We have to get our technique right for this. Whereas this one being a much more open, U-shape, flexible high spot, the second we tap that down, its natural want is to spin out. Okay, so it's another great one for trying to just get that flat surface as quick as we possibly can. These work phenomenally well. It just gives us that little bit of extra oomph, power into the dent as well. The grip on these is fantastic. So something I've been looking forward to happen. Myself and Chris were speaking about this quite some time ago. We went through multiple designs. The guys in the US have done a fantastic job as always on these tabs. So definitely one for my arsenal. I think they've really found their place for me. Just think it's that area where I wouldn't say we were lacking, but we could have done a lot more. Brilliant on the smaller stuff, brilliant on the big stuff. Just when things started to reduce down, these absolutely fit that bill.